Hey, Chief,
Hi,
how are you?
well, just wonderful.
That sounds convincing. Of the agenda? I don't know.
Of the
Yeah,
agenda?
do you have an extra?
No, this
No,
is,
it's all right.
they're up there, I put them up there.
Oh, yeah, at the beginning. Okay, you got time. I won't start the pledge without you.
Unless somebody.
You won't.
They
yeah.
could be all gone.
Could be.
It could be at this point.
Looks like it might be. It's not people here.
Yeah.
Here, though.
Right. Yeah, sure. All right. We will call the August Village of Lake George Board of Trustees regular meeting to order. And have trustee Mentor lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. I'd like to start with the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of July 21st, a special meeting July 25th, and a special meeting on August 4th, all of 2025. Take a motion to approve those minutes.
Make that motion.
Motion by trustee Filomeno. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Votes aye. That was Joe. Joe dialed in.
Oh, Joe Gal.
He's on this. We can't vote. You can't vote, Joe. Sorry. And monthly reports of the sanitation department and Caldwell Sewer District, the rec center, superintendent of public works, financial reports, and the fire department. All of those made available to so desired. Proposed local law number 7, chapter 60, amusement products are set the public hearing for September 22nd, 2025. That is in regards to the snap pops and bang snaps or bombs, whatever they're called on the street. They're a nuisance. It's littering. It is disturbing of the peace, and we won't have it anymore. But there is a sunset clause for, was it October 30th, I think? To allow people to get rid of their stock and not replace. Merchants have been asked ahead of time to cease selling them. We can't force it until the law gets passed, but we'll deal with that on September 22nd. So number 4 on the agenda is discussion EDP, the Fort Gage apartment project.
So so we are gonna have a public hearing?
Oh, yeah, I'll take a roll call vote. Trustee Mentor?
Aye.
How do you vote? Aye.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. We will have a proposed
Thank you.
local law and a public hearing. Mr. Lapper, how are you?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for getting us on the agenda so quickly. As I know you're all aware, we're moving forward with Joe Gross's project, but you all know, we all know, as the former Ramada Inn, Joe bought it a number of years ago, figuring out what he was going to do with it, and ultimately decided that, you know, apartments are what Lake George Town and Village need. So even though the project's in the town, it's the same benefits for the village for providing housing. It's, you know, not, it's market rate housing, but just for working people. And, you know, as you probably read, a rare case where the school superintendent, prominent business leaders have sat around town public hearings to tell everybody how important it is that we have housing in town. So we think Joe picked the right lot for this. It's not very visible, and the APA has been good working with us so far. But there are a few approvals that we need ultimately from you, and we're just here kind of informally because Dan and the planning board just want to hear that you're willing to work with us on sewer, water, and an emergency access road that hopefully will never be needed. So Brandon from environmental design will just, he's got a map to show you what it is, and we're just looking for you to acknowledge that you're working with us on this so that we can go back to the town and move it along.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yes, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Gross for his investment in our community. It does not go unnoticed and it is highly appreciated.
Good afternoon, Brandon Ferguson from Environmental Design Partnership. So there's a few things we're looking at here for connections to the village. The wastewater treatment plant is over here. This is where the apartment project is, so they abut property lines. Sewer connection, we're looking to be able to connect our sewer main from the site through the wastewater treatment property and connect into the wastewater at the wastewater treatment plant. Instead of having to route everything down, around and through the existing pump stations further down the village, it's a more direct connection. Creates less issues downstream with capacity at the existing pump stations, et cetera. And brings everything kind of towards the headworks of the treatment plant. So we'd be looking at getting some kind of easement from you guys at some point to get that sewer connection over to the treatment plant. The second thing through the treatment plant is access. So because of the size of the project, it's 400 apartment units, we need to provide two ingress, egress into the site. The main one where all the residents will come in and out of will be off Route 9N. However, for emergency vehicles, we need a secondary access in case that ever got blocked off. So what we're looking at, and here's the treatment plant, here's Prospect Mountain Highway here, is getting an easement for emergency access up to the National Grid right away. And then continuing along that right away and into our site, but having that access for emergency vehicles only. It wouldn't be any residents coming in and out of there, but just in case the fire truck, ambulance, et cetera, needs to get in there. The third thing is water. So we are looking to connect the site to water. The Hampton Inn Suites has water at their site now. We'd be looking to pull water of their site across the National Grid easement in order to have the fire flows necessary. We'd have to install a storage tank on our site. So we'd install a storage tank and then a booster pump station to provide the pressures and the fire flows in order to be able to service the POSA part complex. So this would be kind of an extension of the village's water system. The service would be private. I think there's talk about. Okay. Yep, so then this would be the booster tank. There'd be a tank here, the booster station, and then it'll go into the distribution system for the apartment project. So this would be extending across the National Grid. So those are the three things we kind of need to kind of continue to work with you on, we know, but just kind of get a general feeling that you guys are okay with the concept of it moving forward.
Yeah, I've spoken with the board members, one of which is running late for the meeting, but we've all talked about it. We are definitely willing to work. There's some reviews that need to take place, and I understand reviews can take some time, but our engineer from Suazo Doty and our town director of planning and zoning have been instructed to drop everything and prioritize these reviews so as to not hold up. The village will not be holding up this project.
Okay.
Our reviews will be necessary, but not serial in any manner, but it's definitely just cut and dry review and get them back into play. So off of our plate, and then always keep the ball in your court or the developer's court.
Okay.
So we're gonna bounce them back as quick as possible. Just only cautious because we have to protect the village taxpayers, and that's what our job is to do, but we will not hold you guys up in any manner whatsoever.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.
I'm gonna leave this here. Do you want me to-
Oh, yeah, you can leave that. We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Do that direct connection, does that help with you at the waste treatment plant? The direct connection to the waste treatment plant by bypassing the pumps? It's one less issue down the road, from a layman.
Doesn't benefit the village and you, benefits the town, it reserves, saves, reserves in their consciences.
It saves RPMs on the pump.
Right.
Or the pump.
Capacity, yeah. In that situation, it looks like it makes sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Just
go
so
with
much easier.
half a mile away to come half
Yeah.
a mile back, right?
There's no reason to do all that.
Okay, well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so you
All right, so number 5, sad to announce that our treasurer of 8 years is going to be retiring September 30th, 2025, Danae Bach. She's been a asset to the village and has agreed that if needed, she could come back at an hourly rate, yet to be established, but we've enjoyed having Danae, still do, and wish her the best in her future endeavors, which is retirement and more camping and relaxation. So good for her and God bless. So do we need so number 6, employee hires and pay, wastewater treatment plant we have applications for Michael Lawler, who has wastewater. Is this an Alaskan guy? Is this the guy from Alaska?
Yes.
Yeah. Extensive wastewater treatment experience in the great state of Alaska, is moving back to the area. He's from here originally. And Tim has interviewed him with high marks, and we're gonna start him at $30 an hour, full-time, start date of 10/1. And we have Andrew Kellenbach, who had resigned a few weeks ago, just under a month, moved away, decided it wasn't for him, wanted to come back. We can give him his old job back, at $30 an hour. Full-time rehire, start date of 8/27, which next week. 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 27, it should be August 20th,
Oh, August 20th? Okay.
Right.
Oh,
right?
Like tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes, 8/20,
Okay,
I'm
so-
sorry, that's my fault, I have 8/20.
How many can start?
Okay. And then the approval of DPW and wastewater treatment plant and rec center raises as submitted. Talked about it last meeting. They're there for your review, and approval, so I'll take a motion to approve those 2 line items.
I'd like to make that motion.
Motion by trustee Filomeno, is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. You can vote in support, but the vote won't count, Joe. Sorry. So surplus scrap, wastewater treatment plant, it is two pumps that you're gonna put on gov deals. So we will unload those 2 flight 5 horsepower, 208 volt submersible pumps. And we also have the Holland Company for a annual
We
contract.
do these separate,
You want to do it separate?
yeah,
Yeah, sure, we can do it separate. So I'll take a motion to approve the gov deals for the 2 flight 208 volt submersible pumps.
I will make that motion.
Motion by trustee Mentor. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. So the Holland Company contract, you want to go into detail about that?
it's identical to last year's.
This is for our chemicals.
For our chemicals for wastewater treatment.
Make a motion to approve that. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee
It's a
Mentor.
good
All
deal
those
as
in
far as I
favor?
can tell.
It's pretty good deal.
Staying the same as a
If
good
it stays
deal.
the same over 1 year, that's especially the way things have been. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Charge point. How much did this change?
Very little, it went from like. I don't have last year's in here, it was less than $100.
Okay,
Between last year and this year.
take a motion to approve a 1-year contract with charge point. There's for our electric charging stations that we have in the village.
I will make that motion. to
Motion
approve.
by trustee Mentor, is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. So BN Communications, I spoke with them on our social media presence. I don't really want to weigh down the girls in the office that do the posting, sometimes myself, on social media. They have other things to do, and BN Communications does this as their primary business. They did submit for our consideration a 3-month contract for core social media management. So Facebook management, 3 to 5 posts per week, Instagram account creation and management, and then content calendar approval and workflow. So we'll have a link on our website to our calendar, which is easily adjustable, transparent, and be able to pivot quickly for time-sensitive updates such as cancellation of fireworks or concert rainouts. They would be all over that on top of it. So it was a simple fee of $650 per month for a period of 3 months. We could try it.
What does that
Um,
cost after that?
That is, we're gonna see what would need tweaking, so we wouldn't be stuck in any contract longer than 3 months, and we already have the terms for it, so it would be like what they would consider we might need, or what we might consider we need, and then it would be in negotiations after that. So for us to try it, it's an off-tax spend, so I don't think we have much to lose. I sort of wish we got this going in June so that we could see the true benefits of the
That's-
full summer, but we still have a lot of events in
Through the fall. Yeah,
remaining in August and into October. So I would recommend we give it a shot.
it sounds like a good deal at that price.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it is. So would that be a motion?
That'll be a motion.
All right, motion by trustee Mentor to approve the BN Communications 3-month trial contract. Is there a second?
I'll robustly second it.
Bus, second by trustee Philomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye, carries. We have zoning board appointment, vice chair Jeff Blau. And the zoning board appointment alternate is Matt Shapanzik. Both have agreed and signed a letter signing their life away to the zoning board of appeals. Take a motion to approve those 2 members.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Mentor. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Trustee Philomeno offers a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Second chance amendment, updated the 1st of July, which
And that's when,
that's when, yeah.
that's when it took effect. They didn't get us the notification that quick.
And while we're dealing with New York State, so it's not always quick. But the employees are already hired, the money's been allocated. We actually put a little extra aside because this happened the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's about $3,000 each year that seems to creep up, through, because the state fiscal year is a month different than ours. And that's what changed, that's why we had this, hiccup in here every year, so just to clarify, everything's thoughts on that.
Make a motion to approve, it's out of our hands, but
Make that
I think
motion.
we should
Okay.
actually, though, seriously start now looking at the alternative solution. We've talked with some of the moteliers that have extra people with extra hours that they would be willing to contract with us, and I think we should explore that a little more. Be a lot more affordable.
Yeah.
We could utilize that occupancy tax for other things to make improvements in beautification and needed improvements throughout the village. So I'll make a motion that we approve that.
Jose, I thought Jose had.
Did you make a
I
motion?
made the
All
motion.
right, then I'll second it. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Permission to go out to bid for permeable sidewalks on Montcalm Street. We've done the north side of Montcalm Street with the permeable pavers, and we want to do the south side. But we need to go out to bid because the total number of panels exceeds our pre-approved rates that we're allowed to buy things at, so we need to get,
What is that number?
That number is
35,000.
35,000.
35,000.
Yeah, and this, just, so you know, this is we get reimbursed.
Yeah, this is
Yep.
gonna be reimbursed by Warren County Soil and Water.
Yep,
So
I'm
we,
just
And
curious what
that's,
the number.
that's why it's permeable, it's not just regular going. in.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
familiar with those. No,
no, you don't want to do that.
No.
But I'll take a, motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Musical Mondays, Matt Donnelly, July 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th of 2026 and August 3rd of 2026, $500 per performance. That's our Musical Mondays that happens every year. Usually good time for kids. They like it a lot. We might bring back the bounce houses. But it's good for our weekly summer concert series, so take a motion to approve. That rate has not changed.
I like it. I will make motion for Musical Mondays for Matt Heiss.
All right, is there a second?
Second, nope, keep going, second.
Second,
I'll second that.
seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
I just noticed that there's paperwork and handbook clear, in here that's on the agenda.
Oh, what do I add
There's
that
handbook
to
clarification,
resolutions?
yeah.
All right, explain away, and we'll go
Um,
on.
We just did the handbook notifications. The handbook, there was a couple of questions that came out once we handed out the paperwork. The first one was on page 5 where it says, the hours, once you hit overtime, we need to clarify that for the office, it's 35 hours. For other departments that work 40 hours, it's 40 hours, because there was right now, currently, I was only stating about the 40 hours.
Gotcha.
So, and the same thing for overtime, same page 5. We just need to add the 35 hours, so we just need,
Just an
because
update.
it was never updated,
It was never.
so
Yep.
there's that, and then on page 4. Under employment definition, for salaried employees for comp time. Currently, we put in comp time may not be carried over yearly. We got talking about it, and there's scenarios where that doesn't work, because if you just earned it December 25th.
Right.
When is yearly, you know.
For your
so
anniversary of
The
your. start
question
date.
that, or what the suggestion is that we come up with is. Crossing out comp time may not be carried over yearly, instead having comp time may be carried over, but will not be paid out at termination or retirement. So basically, you don't get to keep banking it,
Right, so we don't end up with a $15,000
Right,
bill
there's-
when somebody
right.
retires.
but you could still use it while you're.
You could make it an 18-month period instead of a 1 year.
Well, that's
period.
like I said, the hard part about that is we are literally getting comp time every week. You know, or every other week,
Mhm.
every 2 weeks when we have a paycheck, there may be comp time for Tim or just the salaried employees
Yeah.
that qualify for it. And to try to keep track of every time they make 2 hours or an hour. Okay, now I gotta remember 18 months from that time that they
Yeah.
got that, did they spend that 2 hours? Like I
Gotcha.
said, just let it, I would say just put it in a bank at the end. If you haven't used it, then you lose it. And that's what that would clarify.
Okay, I'll
And
take
as I said,
the-
the paperwork is in your,
Is it?
it was in the board documents, yes.
Just didn't
It
make
was
the
right,
agenda.
it didn't get on the, like, that agenda.
I will take a motion to approve those changes to the employee handbook.
Make that motion.
Motion by trustee Filomeno, is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. I vote aye. All right, number 8, special events, use and applications, street entertainers. We have street art by Mark Grimaldi in August and September, Wednesday to Sunday. He wanted to hand out paintings. I believe he does something similar at the Caldwell Library. And he actually put Laura Burrows down as a reference, and we wanted to use Blaze Park, I believe. let's see, where did he say?
Corner of.
Corner of Lower Montcalm, Canada, so at the top of Shepherd Park, right by your place. He came in to I just gave us a description of what he does, and he just wants to hand out his art to children. He's not gonna be doing the painting there. He just has sheet art that he's gonna give them.
MG midget, what's the, have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
The painted midget, MG, classic car.
Oh,
with,
the card.
Looks like a Pollock.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
Oh, neat.
I can explain a little bit. The question that we're running into is whether you guys want to be considering a performer, or if you want this to be considered distribution, because the fees, it's different.
Mhm.
If you consider it a performer, there's fee. If it's a distribution, I believe they get their money back. So.
Is he selling it or
He's
giving it
not
away?
actually sitting there painting.
Yeah, he's giving.
He literally has already done the artwork and he's bringing it out, so he's canning it out, so it's not really a performance. You're not watching.
Doesn't
him do
sound
it.
like a performance to me.
No, I don't think so.
So that's, we just wanted,
This-
what you
It
guys.
sounds like a
considered that.
distribution to me,
No
yeah.
fee.
Okay, I'll let her know that.
Well, he
fee.
gets, he puts a deposit down and he gets it back. As long as there's no complaints, like, there can be.
Anything you could imagine.
So, take a motion to approve that as distribution rather than, under performance.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Philomeno. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Motivational speaking and music, Impact Ministries, Andrew Shivo. Full season, he wants to do Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. There's singing, speaking, and a guitar. I have not seen usually I like to see a video. I did see a little Facebook clip that he sent me. Which I can share with you guys if you don't want to make a decision today. We do have a special coming up. But he did want to go into September, 4 days a week in Blaze Park. He said it's not overly religious, but it is, his experience is Impact Ministries. We do have these people that do this without a permit, and we really can't do much to stop them, so at least if he has a permit, we could pull it. If he ends up being a problem. It seemed completely harmless. I met with him. And I'd be willing to give it a shot.
He wants to start when?
He wants to start as soon as he gets the permit
The Blaze Park.
in Blaze Park, yeah. And we did have someone sign up to play in Blaze Park for just a weekend only, and he did it last weekend.
There's something else going on. If you saw the video and you think it's good.
It was,
appropriate enough.
yeah, it was more like positive enlightenment, not really, it didn't seem
Yeah.
to be religious.
Okay, we're trying it out. Why not?
That's a motion.
That's a motion.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by trustee Philomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Wood Park. 9 stars. Frank, you are up.
Frank Range, I'm the director of training for Night Stars. Night Stars is a professional society. We do accident reconstruction. Most of our members are police officers, some are engineers. And accident reconstruction, and when you have a serious, most of us, that do it privately, we get called after the fact by insurance companies and lawyers to figure out how this accident happened, who's at fault, and then they use our information in court. The police officers, obviously, they work with the DA to determine if it's a criminal case. What we're testing is actually the vehicle accident avoidance systems. So we were here in 2008, we did pedestrian testing. This time, they're actually, if the systems work, there'll be no impacts. We have a foam barrier that we're gonna bring the vehicles towards, and then let their systems kick in to avoid an impact. we're looking to use, Wood Park like we did last time. And it would be for one day. The only catch would be, right now, we're talking about the Thursday, October
23rd is a rain date, the 22nd is a Wednesday.
Yeah, so 23rd, we're actually looking for the 23rd to do it, and the rain date would be the day before,
Okay,
22nd. You know, if we're looking at the weather forecast and it's supposed to snow at night or something, we don't want to be testing the cars.
sure.
You know, or if it's gonna be a real bad rain. You know, we don't have to be out there in the rain and trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. if it's-
And they are not for profit, so the fee would be $500 for midweek. It's Monday to Friday only for nonprofits, with a $500 deposit, which they'll get back. I'll take a motion to approve this application.
Make this motion.
Is there a second?
I will second the motion, yes.
Second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. I vote aye. Thanks, Frank.
Okay,
Thank
Thank
you
you very
very
much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. The third annual Discers for Whiskers. That is Greg Hill. And this is. They set up their own disc golf baskets? Are they portable? I believe that's how it works. Yeah, I believe they set up their own, so they're weighted on a sled. So there won't be any disturbance. It is what's the date?
October 24th.
That's the same date that we just approved. No,
Nope,
that was the
nope,
23rd.
next day. They don't conflict at all.
They don't conflict, okay. So yeah, he has insurance, he's paid his fee. I'll take a motion to approve.
I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. And votes aye. Tunnels to Towers, run and walk. This was an event that went pretty well last year. It's gonna take the same route as the 80K, 5K. Starkly similar to that layout, but starting in Wood Park, just in the parking lot, and the Tunnels to Towers Foundation is sponsoring it, so it was a successful event last year. Was Maria, what was her last name? Or did she not fill up the application? Adam Santa Maria, he's with Tunnels to Towers. Maria is the one that set it up last year, so. That is. Okay, was that? September 21st, that's a Sunday. I will take a motion to approve that. It's 2 hours, it's pretty low impact. We actually have not really a conflict, but we have a road closure already on Beach Road. And they would be going down Betty Little Boulevard and making a right. And then the in-water boat show is taking the northern lane. So what would happen is on or about the bridge over Westbrook, the lanes would shift in two-way traffic, just shift over to the other. Because we don't want people crossing traffic when they're
Yeah.
running. So we've got it figured out logistically with our DPW, and it should be fine. Yes, sir.
They've also contacted the fire department, last year. They didn't give us much time before they let us know, and we had a smaller turnout than we were expecting this year. They've asked us to display the colors again this year off the aerial, and to also invite whatever other departments, whether they want to participate or just to show up with apparatus.
Oh, that's great.
There will be we're canvassing the rest of the departments now, but I expect a larger red truck turnout than last year.
Nice, that's great. Good news. Thanks, chief. Did I get a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion to approve.
Motion by trustee Filomeno. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Gina,
Question with regard to content for being communications, will you make these road closures a part of that Facebook, content?
there will be a map and then we'll be posting that. And actually, that's good that you brought that up because they will be in charge of future road closures if we, as long as we're,
Yeah, we're just trying to make
Contracting
sure that
with
we can get as much out there for residents to see as well as visitors and businesses, and we're working with Emery Mason to also put any road closures we find out about through the Warren County alert system, and a few other places.
we'll make our posts shareable for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And-
Or if they get pinned as
Yeah.
road closures so that they don't disappear, like it's not just one posting,
Mhm.
because people need to see it regularly.
Like and
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
you.
we'll make sure of that.
thank you.
We have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes, I think we did that twice. So Shepherd Park, moving on to, Progeny concert. This was, an add-on to the Rockin' for Ronald. It's a local band that, does progressive rock. They had a really good showing, early. They played for free. They had a good showing in Shepherd Park, during the Rocking for Ronald. We have a Thursday night availability because the Lake George Community Band is done for the season. So they asked if there were any other nights there. I would waive the fees because they're not charging us to play, and we can pick up I think it's $450 for their sound guy. So free entertainment in Shepherd Park continues well into the end of August. So take a motion to approve that.
I will make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. July 23rd to 26th of next year, semi-quincentennial year. Summer Lovin' Fun Fest is holding their date. I believe we waived the fees last year. Can you keep me honest on that? We did. It's for a good cause. They put a lot of money towards the kids in school with scholarships. So I would make a motion that we approve this and waive the fees. Can I get a second?
I'll gladly second that.
Seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. The Lake George Community Band Summer Concert Series starting June 25th, July 2nd, 9th, 16th, and 30th. 7 PM to 10 PM. We have historically waived the fees because we helped them stay running all year long, along with the town. So storage of instruments would be something to consider upon completion of the new bandstand, which I'm pretty sure is a no-brainer, but we have to make sure that all of the insurances are in place for the proper replacement value, which was a shortcoming of everyone on the last year's fire. And then the help moving the instruments would be sort of a moot point because if they're on site, they don't need a lot of help moving them, but historically, we've had that on there as an item. So I'll take a motion to approve everything I just said.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Filomeno. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Along the same lines as that, the Lake George Community Band Festival, which is a weekend, several other community bands join our community band and just have a wonderful weekend of classical music. We've historically waived the fees on that. It is one day. Sometimes they require transportation and parking here in our parking lot. They didn't last year, but I would just make note of it in case something changes and the town circulator trolley would give them rides back and forth. It wasn't necessary this year. They didn't ask for it, but they did last year. Just so everybody knows that what we could be getting ourselves into and if the town agrees to the circulator trolley, they did last year, so really shouldn't be a problem, but it's a great event. So I'll take a motion to approve that.
I will make the motion to approve the community band festival.
There's a second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Right.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Still got another page. Rec Center, Dog Park, Days in the Wild photo event. This happened last year, didn't it? Did it
I don't know.
do that? It was a photo thing? I know they talked about it. Maybe it never happened. So the question is, which fee? Is it the dog park fee or a $295 fee? So why is that a question? Enlighten me, please. Only the application.
Oh, the dog park location price is $75. If you use. For one day use, it's $120 plus the maintenance fee of $100. And so that would, basically, she's asking, do we charge for all three of these, the one day use? $120, the maintenance fee $100, and the dog park location price of $75, which would be the $295 total. Or do we just charge the $75 dog park location price? On page 5 of that.
Gotcha.
Rec Center.
Well, wouldn't really call it a tournament. That's sort of a baseball field fee and soccer field. I would just say, it looks to me like the dog park location price would be
75.
75, yeah.
They do. There's no real profit in this. They're doing this too.
No.
For families.
There, we don't need to make money up there.
$75.
Okay. I'll take a motion to approve the dog park Days in the Wild photo event at a fee of $75.
Make that motion.
Motion by trustee Philomeno, is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Right.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. So soccer field, youth commission, August 25th to November 2nd. Oh, this is a new sports director for the youth commission, Jim Ross. He would just like to reserve the soccer fields for August 25th through November 2nd. I think this is just the standard youth commission soccer. And we've never charged, so I'll just take a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion for Bruce.
Second,
I will second that motion.
all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Firehouse use, EMS road docks, national meeting. And the RK state meeting, Frank Nestro. Oh, Frank's here. Anyone to speak a couple words about either of these two events and we can.
I'm gonna catch Frank a little off guard here.
Uh-oh.
I was contacted on Friday about scheduling the firehouse for county training on the same day. How difficult is that? I got plenty of time. I just gotta find a place and then. Yeah.
What kind of space you need, Frank? Would this room do?
Well, it'll probably be about 40 to 50 people.
Okay, maybe the Legion would be better.
Yeah, I'll give the Legion a call and check.
Okay.
I think they actually have a member from Long Island that's with us, so that might help.
Okay. Well, we could just take that one out of the approvals, and then if you
Yeah.
need to come back, you still got time before our next meeting. And if run into any problems, let me know. So just the EMS Road Docs National Meeting. Is that right?
What is that at 10 o'clock at night?
No, 4 to 10. So, that is Charles
Girdowski.
There he is. Thank
How
you.
are you today?
I'm good, good, thanks. Speak up, please. We can.
Yes, it's Charles Podolsky. I'm the EMS captain over at the Austerlitz Fire, also the EMS Road Docs president, the New England chapter. We're going to be doing our national ride. We do a national ride every year. This year we actually are doing Lake George, where we have people in from all over the United States with their motorcycles. We're staying at the American Hotel. And we host it. We have a meeting during that time where we hosted dinner, and unfortunately with the hot air balloons and stuff, everybody was booked up. They said they can't host a big event like that, so they told us to come to you guys, see if we can use the firehouse for our meeting, our dinner. What our group is we're all EMS professionals, firefighters, police officers, doctors, nurses. We come in. We do a lot of line duty deaths. We also do a lot of education for PTSD. One of our members was actually the second paramedic on scene of 9/11. So we just would like the permission to use your building.
I don't know of any conflict.
Okay. Well, barring any conflicts, take a motion to approve that use.
I'll make that motion to approve that use.
I'll second the motion. Yeah.
Seconded by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Correct.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye.
Thank you very much. You guys want to stop over for a bite? You guys are more than welcome to swing by.
Love to, thank you.
Thank you very much.
My wife's birthday, so maybe I can, maybe I can. I don't know. I'll try.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you.
All right, so miscellaneous, closed Sewell Street for ADK Oktoberfest block party. Bonnie DeCook, and John Carr, October 18th. That's a yearly thing. 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. There should never really be, like, there's one residence and it's they can still access their property, so that shouldn't be an issue. It hasn't been. Parking passes for Oktoberfest volunteers and organizers. Now, is that three parking passes? Gotta be more.
No, they're just looking
That's
for
the week
three.
after.
They're just looking for 3 volunteer organizer passes, basically,
Oh,
just for themselves, basically.
that's fair. Usually they
Well,
get
she-
20.
Yeah, I mean, because we sell the vendor parking
Yeah,
and then
Okay.
they're just looking for 3 for free for the organizers.
okay, I'll take those two together, in a motion to approve.
I will make a motion to approve those two.
Motion by trustee Mentor to approve the closing of Sewell Street for the Adirondack Oktoberfest block party and the parking passes for the Oktoberfest. All those in favor, or wait.
I will second that.
We're seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. So close temporarily Back Street, McGillis Mountain Jokes Farm, Ottawa, for the Alpha Wind Lake George Triathlon, 7:10 a.m. to 12:10 p.m. And the
That's the
question is on
Labor
the
Day thing.
fee.
Hello, I'm on the call as well, Mr. Mayor.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Hey, good, how you doing?
Thanks. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. As I
No problem, it's fun
try to
to
remember
listen to
everything
you
we
guys.
discussed the last week.
That's awesome. Hey.
So yeah, this is the same path we've used for the last 3 years, isn't it?
The same path, yes, sir. Really, I think the question is, on the permit, it's a little confusing when it says, you pay this much for a road closure, when a lot of the race is actually not a road closure, it's just stopping traffic at intersections and letting them pass through. So just need clarification on that. I think we're debating over $500
Yeah.
fee. Whether you think the back streets are road closure or whatever, where you think you need to pay a fee for those back streets or not is really the question. I'll leave it up to you guys. Thank you.
It's not, yeah, I agree. It's not a road closure. I think we would go with the $500 less figure for you. So It
Great,
would
thank
be
you.
considered a complete road closure, just to, traffic control measures. So it would be likely that, I would do the 2450 instead of the 2950. That's agreeable.
It's agreeable to me. Yes, sir.
Take a motion to approve that.
I will make that motion.
All right, I'll take a second.
I'll second that motion.
Seconded by trustee Philomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate you coming in
Thank
to
you.
clear that up. And good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so also road closure, Canada Street for Block Party Mountain Drive, partial. Canada Street from the school to the Shepherd Park for the parade route for the trunk or treat block party with parade. No fees associated as it is a village event. We are gonna close the street, with a plan for emergency, route for the trunk or treat. Because the park will be, ideally will be under construction and fenced off, so we can't do the trunk or treat trail that we did last year. And utilize our stage, because it hopefully will, at that point, maybe a big hole in the ground being filled with concrete and walls. See how that goes, but I wanna turn it into a block party, so have the kids take a parade route from the school. They meet in the gymnasium with their costumes and then they walk up. It's a big thing for the little kids. It's really great. They would walk up to Shepherd Park. And that's what they did last year, but now they'll walk up to the whole block between Montcalm and Amherst Street. And we will have several organizations have already signed up to give candy away to the kids. They're gonna decorate their cars. Probably have a fire truck there following them from their parade route. And the newer thing that I want to do, as you see on national news, how unfortunately, sometimes either terrorist organizations or just careless people plow into a crowd of people with their vehicles. So we're gonna block both ends of the block with either village vehicles, town vehicles, sheriff's department, or fire apparatus. Which I think is a wise move. And we'll have Jen from the town will be doing her DJ stuff in her skeleton costume. The kids loved it. It was such a big turnout last year for such a quickly organized event.
Yeah.
And now that we're miles ahead of where we were last year, I could see it being like the big thing for people to do for us. And it's on the Sunday prior to Halloween, so I think it's a good time. It's a really great, and
The exact date for that?
yeah, it's the 26th. October 26th. Chief,
I need to comment on the road closures and is now the appropriate time?
sure, of course.
The first one that had actually come to my attention was, of course, 4th of July, when we had that incident there where we couldn't leave the back streets. It's become increasingly apparent to me that the road closures on Canada Street, especially the one for the Oktoberfest, dumps a lot of traffic into the area of Amherst, Ottawa, Montcalm, and back out again, depending on which way you go. And in an effort to speed the traffic or to improve the traffic leaving the back streets, I wanted to make the recommendation out on the corners of Canada and Amherst, Canada and Mohegan, to have the red flashing on State Route 9 or Canada Street, and the yellow flashing on Amherst and Mohegan. In that thought process being that getting the traffic off the side streets quicker was more important than bringing the traffic into the side streets. If you imagine going southbound, you have 2 lanes of traffic going to 1, and 3 if you count the people that cut around Montcalm and Ottawa, and they're all at that intersection of that road. The no parking that was implemented earlier this year seems to be working much better. Early on, there was still stragglers that insisted on parking there. But I think during the road closure times that we would place some extra emphasis on that because it's such a sensitive area.
Mhm.
Trying to get the apparatus out if something happens going northbound. Unfortunately, if we need to go southbound, the same will apply for Mohegan Street.
Right.
I don't know who is in charge of traffic lights when it gets to that point. The committee that had put together the Oktoberfest closure assured me that they'll provide access for the west side of Canada Street. Should an incident occur there, we can still get apparatus down, the southbound lanes or the west side of Canada Street. They said they wouldn't park anything near the curb or halfway into the first lane, giving us about 12 feet of unfettered access from Mohegan to Amherst and vice versa.
Mhm.
So it's rather important to me that we try something like this. I don't know where to go to make the recommendation for the streetlight change.
Yeah, we'll handle that. The DOT will, allow us to, add that to our permit application. So I did just talk to Deb and I talked to him, this week or earlier today, I think, or was it last week? She was in touch with the traffic engineer and, they said that we could request and then the sheriff's department would actually carry that action out for us.
The Halloween one is a little less intrusive as the one that the Oktoberfest one that lasts all weekend. So-
Yeah, this is a few hours on the,
And not troubling, but of concern is the closure of the streets for the foot race or whatever, being able to access the firehouse and leave the firehouse when and if something goes on there. I know the runners think that they have the right of way, I guess, but
Yeah.
that is going to be a sensitive area for.
yeah, and that's,
closures also.
what we were touching on is it's really not a closure. It's just they run and if they go to an intersection, there's just people stopping traffic. If there was a fire or medical emergency, those people would not be stopping traffic for runners. They would have to worry about their time later. Tommy, from the triathlon is, more than aware. We had these discussions a few years ago when he first started doing that. That the priority for EMS vehicles takes priority over the runners or bikers or swimmers, any of those.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll take a motion to approve the block party for trunk or treat parade.
That sounds fun. I'll make
That's a
that motion.
All right, there's second.
I will second that. motion.
Seconded by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Hey, Joe. Mayor votes aye. So Octax requests. Discers for Whiskers, which we just approved, has a small request of $737. Which this seems like a pretty small request to, opposed to most of the ones that we face.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Okay, is there a second? Joe, all right, seconded by Joe.
Yes.
All those in
I'm sorry.
favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye.
Who made the?
I made a
early
motion.
act?
Jose made the motion.
Jose, second by Mentor.
So Lake George Games Expo. Morgan, you're here. Come on up.
So, I had like a 5,000 slide presentation, but you have a pretty packed agenda, so I'm gonna make it pretty quick.
Okay.
Me and my co-organizer, Chris Bond, are both video game developers. Surprise, I also developed video games. And, we're putting together an event at the Fort William Henry Conference Center that'll showcase the projects of about 20 different game developers. We're having it on July 26, 2026. And it's gonna be from 10 to 6. Basically, the idea is that anyone can come in, pay a little attendance fee, and play a bunch of different video games. Our sort of main exhibitor hall is gonna be in the big Lake George room. And then we have a smaller little presentation area in the Glens Falls room where you can learn about making video games.
Is it like beta testing?
Yeah, basically. So people are gonna bring in their projects and it kind of helps out the developers because you get to play test their games and let them know what you think of it. And then you also get to try out a bunch of different video games, which is really fun. There are some examples of events like this one. One of the biggest ones is PAX, which has like tens of thousands of people.
Mhm.
I don't think this one's gonna be like that, but
Got to start somewhere.
gotta start somewhere, and it shows that there's a huge demand for this kind of event. This event is like very unique. I don't know how many nerd events we have in Lake George, but I'm
We
excited.
used to have a Scrabble tournament for years and no more.
I heard they're still doing it. The guy at Surfside said that they were doing it still.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
I know they did that at the Tiki for years and then it ended there, but I didn't know it continued elsewhere.
yeah. But, so yeah, I wanna sort of, support a new demographic in Lake George with my fellow nerds. And I wanna help support, video game developers, show off their projects and get the words out. And I think it'll be great for our normal demographic of visitors too. You know, families, kids love video games. And the nice thing of it is that this is an indoor event, so if it rains, it shines, whatever, you can stop in and you don't have to worry about the event being canceled.
Yeah.
I'm asking for $4,330. I got the first half from the town. They said, hey, this is in the Fort William Henry Conference Center. That's in the village. Go ask them for the other half. So, yeah, I guess, do you guys have any questions about the event or?
I
How
don't
many-
know, I read through the paperwork. You gotta.
How many people do you expect to show up?
Our cynical estimate is 250 right now, but we're hoping for 800. We're asking for the Chamber of Commerce for some help with marketing.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for like as many people as we could fit in the conference center from 10 to 6 on Sunday.
Is he asked for the 4330 or is that half of the 4330?
I'm asking for 4330 from you guys.
Okay.
We got 4330 from the town. They said go get the other half.
8660 is your total.
I like it. It's something different. It's something different than what we've done here in the past. I like it. I guess I'm a nerd too, because I really enjoy that stuff.
I say nerd with pride.
Yeah. Is that a
It's a
motion?
badge. I'll make that motion to approve it.
Motion to approve by trustee Philomeno. Is there a second?
I'll second the motion. Or Joe, you wanna get on the board?
By trustee Mentor.
I'm not used to being heard, so.
All those in
Silence.
favor- Oh, man. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye.
Thank
Congratulations.
you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Morgan.
good luck. Tunnels to Towers, Adam Santa Maria is asking for $2,800.20. These are all small this year, or this round, I should say. I believe that's to cover advertising fees and I think that's, might have been some barricades,
Yeah,
but, yeah, so he's really not asking a whole lot.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by
Towers.
trustee Philomeno, seconded by,
I'll second it.
seconded by trustee Mastro Domenico. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Great foundation. Lake George DJ Takeover Music Festival in the Fort William Henry. Mark Brennan seen, I don't think he's on, your phone's still on, Joe, isn't
It is on.
No, yeah,
it?
in the car.
I only had a question about this and I was hoping someone would show up because we gladly were looking to help him put an event in Wood Park, but now he's putting it in private property and he's asking us for $10,000, which is a big ask
It's a
for
big-
something on private property.
That was my question. This is the same one we had in Wood Park.
We did, we had the, and it was, he took a bath on it, I understand, and in two literal words, because it was a soggy, wet mess but. I mean, it's kind of hard to, I'm not sure what they're charging, and I guess I'd need a little more information. And we do have some time, so I would recommend we table this, because there's some TBDs on the application and,
You don't like the fact that it's going indoors? Yeah, I love that.
I love the fact it's coming.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be not a problem at all,
Right,
Marissa.
well,
You were
right.
very concerned about that and no one complained one iota about
We didn't make a penny.
the EDM. He may not have, but early May is tough to predict warm weather. So I would like to speak with Mr. Brennison about it and, see if we could get some more details. Maybe he could come to, our next meeting and we do have time, like I said, we can talk about it a little further. So I would make a motion to table that one.
Make a motion.
Motion by trustee Mastro Domenico, and a second,
I'll second the motion.
second by trustee Mentor to table the DJ Takeover Music Festival. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. NiStars Frank Lynch for $500. Again, that's a pretty noble cause, and
I'll make the motion.
I like to look at
that.
crash test
Yeah.
studies.
Sounds like fun. Whole
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
So motion by trustee Mentor to approve the $500 occupancy tax request for NiStars. Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Okay. New York Planning Federation, Cambria Hotel, Lake Placid, October 15th. Jeff Blau, Walt Adams, and John Ferrone at $100 each. That's, so they need a certain amount of hours, as we all know. I can continue. Does there
Yeah.
anything glaring?
okay.
Yeah. Nikon Public Works Training School, October 6th to 8th at Fort William Henry. Tim Shutt Jr., Andrew Kellenbach, Chris Andrews, Chris Buckley, John Helms, and Keith Lanfear at $375 each. Does that include lunch? 'Cause
No.
It should,
No,
no? Bag lunch.
Okay.
Stop the Bleed, September 9th, Warren County Human Services Building, Ken Gallo and Cole Tucker. Emerging Contaminants, PFAS, NYRWA, November 30th, Tim Shutt Jr., $30 a piece. Take a motion to approve. Yep. You know,
Stop the Bleed, we're doing it as a group in October.
okay,
I don't know if they wanna, where you're getting at or where, how much you're paying, but. Our certification is up as a village.
so would you rather just, have them do that?
it was 35 and attending is what the price was,
Okay, 'cause it went-
but yeah,
That's what.
so pull that.
pull that one, sure.
Do
So take a motion to approve those three
Roll call.
trainings.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Mentor. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by trustee Mastro Domenico. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. Tim Shutt Jr., or Senior, vacation time, discussion. 11. Tim it doesn't take a vacation. He has the potential of losing 2.5 weeks as of yesterday. Could have addressed it if it wasn't on a Sunday. What are our options, Julie?
That's up to you guys, on what you do, because I mean, it says that he'll lose it.
That's what the handbook says.
That's what it says, but it's up to you guys if you want to change that. I know that, for prior, I know like when, the prior clerk retired, you guys allowed her to get paid out more even though.
Right.
So that's, like I said, it depends, like I said, it's up to you guys. If you want to make a change, you're the only ones that can make an exception to this. Yeah.
Like make change.
Okay.
Yeah, it's time that was earned. And I appreciate you working. I know it's really hard to take a vacation down there because you don't have the boots to fill it at the moment. So you're kind of forced to work through a vacation constantly. You shouldn't be penalized because of it. Should make a change. How do I make that motion?
Well, we would,
Yeah, say we need some clarification as to.
we'd have to know what we're gonna plan on doing, is we're gonna pay him out and zero out his vacation time, as a standout employee, or, we're gonna let him carry it longer. So those are the two options.
And if it's just for him or if it's for across the board. Vacation time currently reads. Vacation time may be accumulated for 3 years. You can only carry over 3 times your annual vacation allotment and any excess amount will be forfeited. So that's basically where it's coming into question. Because you've obviously got more than, that's what you're saying, you've got more than 3 weeks, you've got more than 3 times.
6 weeks.
Yeah, and I know, but I believe that, there was another question that you had about whether or not. What was it? It was about carrying it over.
Yeah, I mean, it says carried over, is that you carry over 3 times and then get your allotment? Or is that including your,
Cause it's
your
not,
new allotment?
It's not very clear.
so that's what we need to do is
Why
clarify.
don't we workshop this? Put a pause on him losing his vacation time until we
I'm
can
gonna clear up the
kind
whole
of
thing.
dissect that and maybe reevaluate what was more of a housekeeping type thing, and a lot of our handbook has been discovered that it's pretty archaic. Like making someone work for a year before they get a day off. I mean, we just changed that and, you know, I think we can do a little more. So let's, I'll make a motion to pause on the loss of the vacation time while we reevaluate the handbook. And then we'll bring back some changes or post some changes to the board. Albeit an email that we could address at our next meeting.
So then second,
I'll second it.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Mayor votes aye. So Leonelli property maintenance, Jose, you're all too well familiar with this
Oh,
building.
that one?
Yeah,
I know the grass there too.
well, you do the back part, yeah, that's on you.
That's
But
just so you
he's,
can access your.
So I can access the
he
building.
called the other day, he said he had some good news. I put him in touch with a local handyman to try to patch up the stucco and just put a coat of paint on. He's got some bare plywood there. We've been after him for 535 days with no compliance. So far, that's $133,000, 750 in fines. The man is 98 years old. I don't think that you know, this is what Jim gave me was the total for the money with fines. He's can't get out of his own way to do it. A lot of people don't really notice the building, but I think because it was ignored for so long, it's become a point of contention, and I get it. He tried to go through Charlie's son, Chuck. And they don't speak, so it's kind of difficult to. Yeah, but he does call quite often. He even called the town supervisor. To see, we both gave him handyman's numbers and said, you know, why don't you try to get it fixed and get it fixed. He had until June and then he didn't do anything. He was in and out of the doctors or rehabilitation center for a little bit, so I gave him some slack and. If the board is willing to let myself and Supervisor Cressito try to handle this in a diplomatic way, hopefully we can just get him to agree to a handyman and get that person to work and I don't know why he dragged Vinny into it because he coached him in high school,
Yeah.
but he was just trying to help, so I'll talk to him again further. It's just the lack of compliance and the unwillingness is sort of par for the course with Charlie. You know, it's you know him and see some heads nodding in the audience.
Wait, is it his place, you talk about his place on Pettis?
No, his place on Canada,
Yeah.
the pink building. Chief?
Oh,
Who keeps up his place on Rosewood Point?
well, that's now.
It's in the town, but yeah, I don't know who does that. No, it's not.
It seems to be in really good.
It's in pretty good shape. Yeah, yeah. Good point, Chief. Thank you. And I'll utilize that when I speak to him. So, I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention because he did have a court date that we had canceled because he's 98 and trying to be respectful of the elderly. But yeah, just wanted to bring it to your attention that this is an issue and we're gonna try to try to work with him to get him into at least some sort of compliance. So, coat of paint is all I'm really asking. Cover the rotting boards or take them off and replace them. It's all easy lifts for someone
it's
who's
pretty
looking
bad.
for some work. But if you know of any handymen that are looking for work, we'll point them towards Mr. Leonelli's direction.
There you go. There you go.
Not me, 1, 2, 3, not it. So Bloody Pond Bloody Pond Road Booster Pump Station. This has been discussed in our water sewer meetings. I believe, Michael, you were at a couple of them. We had, I say we, the village had agreed in May of 2018 that we would take ownership of this booster pump station. I think at the time, there was a more, I'd have to say, responsible party designing and developing this booster pump station. It's on bypass right now. It's not being used. But it has the capability of increasing the pressure all the way down to the end of our line, which is going to be replaced by Rich Skemmerhorn contractually to make the senior apartments or the senior housing living. Our concerns with this is all of the homes that are served on Bloody Pond Road are used to the pressure that they're getting. Their pressure is, Keith, help me out, anywhere from 40 to,
At the end of the last hydrant, we're at 20, 28 pounds at best.
yeah.
Um,
So this booster pump kicks on, God knows what could happen.
yeah,
And I don't want to be responsible for this. This letter does not tie us to taking ownership of that booster pump station. My suggestion and our engineer's suggestion, Keith's suggestion, is let them own it. They're, you know, they're insured, they're gonna be responsible. We take ownership and we blow out somebody's water heater when this thing kicks on. It puts us out to exposure, and I don't think that we should allow ourselves that type of exposure.
and we don't have the accurate information for the set points. If that unit was supposed to come in, to be called to be worked, then we don't know what we're adjusting to, high or low.
Right, we don't know what we're getting.
We don't know what we're.
It has not been used ever in the history of its installation. Always been on bypass.
Yeah, it was spun, the motor was spun once just to validate that the motor spun.
Yeah.
That was it. There was no other startup, nothing of that nature.
Because this was installed in line with the whole water line. I don't even know the initial
Was that installed when they were trying to put the developments up on Bloody Pond Road,
up on the hill,
Mockingbird?
Mockingbird Lane, yeah.
Well, that
that
was
was on the
town
town
Hillcrest.
Planning board.
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest started this process.
So Hillcrest started the process, and the one behind Mockingbird, the next one in line.
Yeah.
They were determined that they were gonna need it, and it's not our water line. I mean, it is our water line, but it's not it's not in our service area. There's no district there to take ownership of it. So us to take ownership outside of our district, not recommended by anyone, really. So, but this letter came back to us from, I believe it was Department of Health, which where it was sent to in 2018, signed by David Harrington. I think at the time, the design criteria was pretty much set in stone. Now that there's another water line and it's gonna serve the entire end of that line, I think it needs to be evaluated much more closely
And
before
I
we
think the
even think of taking
development
ownership.
didn't go through. That
The
was
development's changed ownerships 3-4 times
Yeah.
throughout the.
But they, 'cause
development
they
of the
were also
project.
being put in there at the time, like I said, I think it was on the planning board of the town. To help the people further down on Bloody Pond Road that were gonna be losing water.
Right, because they were
Pressure.
trying to pump it uphill and then you
Right.
had no fire flow at the end.
Yeah, so I think that's when that all was thrown in there at that time, so.
Yeah, so I think at this time, I would take the stance and but just like your support that, we don't want to take ownership of that. At least not now.
They at least recently just finalized the climate control environment in the pump station. so that, the water guys have been there like every other day, to monitor if there's water in the bottom or any other, climate issue that might, and, they installed a sump pump recently as well, so that it should be easy to manage for whoever owns it. They finally did those, upgrades. So that was just recently. But again, it's based on the new owner, whatever they wanted to do.
Right.
We didn't have any.
Well, one was in jail for a very long time.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
couldn't really get an interview with him or ask him about the pump station.
Yeah.
So, but I just I want to take that stance for now. We could revisit it at a later date, but right now, I have no interest in us taking ownership of that. I want to protect our residents and our water rights. So proposed local law, pre-existing non-conforming cabins, in an effort to help with the housing crisis and shortage. Kieran Murray from our planning board, our zoning board of appeals, has looked at a couple of properties. There's a few in the village that historically were weekly rentals, cottages, cabins.
Mhm.
They proved to be more profitable to rent monthly if you just winterize them and put a heating system in them, and that's how they ended up becoming all these little sections of cabins that people rent. It used to be single moms want their kids in Lake George School. That's what it was a lot, and not to be biased, but that's what we got a lot of times. And now, with the fact that single car garage that was converted into a house is now selling for $299,000 on its own lot, it's hard for someone starting out to buy a house. So Kieran's proposal is starting with on Cooper Street, Chestnut Cottages, they're the red ones, you're familiar with them. Those have a little bit of a yard on each one of them. They're a substantial cabin. What his idea was to separate them into separate parcels, so more of a rezoning thing, so that they could be a starter home for someone in the neighborhood of, like, that whole property is assessed at, I want to say $350,000, including the house above it, which is actually in the town. But we could rezone the village lots to be a non-conforming single family house, so
How big would the lots be?
the lots would be much smaller
Postage
than a postage
Yeah.
stamp, but what you would do is based on the square footage of the lot, you adjust your setbacks in the percentage accordingly, so if you have say it's a 10-yard side setback and this lot is
Yeah.
under 2,000 square feet, it's a 4 foot,
Yeah.
or something to that
Whatever,
effect.
yeah.
We could get to, and then these things could sell for a starter home price of $150,000 to $180,000, $200,000 for first-time home buyers. That way it affects things in twofold. You have people with ownership of the house. They have ownership rather than renting, so it's not a clientele issue, it's a pride issue. You're gonna take care of something that's yours, and if they have the ability to maybe build up but not out for a secondary bedroom or something to that effect, but it's home ownership, and it also kind of puts a little more pride in someone owning a house rather than renting.
Could we do it as sort of kind of an association?
That was another thought, was a homeowners association, they would
And
have to
then each
establish
one
an
of them-
HOA to take care of the road.
And then they all pay the fee, they all pay, but then each lot has their own.
Fee,
It's
yeah,
like,
fee
you know,
ownership.
Yeah, because Bolton Road has all that, Route 9, Lakeshore Drive has a bunch of those where they postage stamp all the way down to the lake, but they all own.
Like deeded.
Yeah, they
that-
deeded
deeded
access,
that.
and then that road is a right of way that they all have to agree to
Right, the
take
main
care of
road.
together, yeah. That's along those lines,
Yeah.
and this would be a pilot to see if this would work, because there's about 3 or 4 others just in the village off the top of my head that could be considered for this, and maybe 5 or 6 others.
Was the owner of the property trying to figure a way to,
They're trying to sell.
And
They wanna
can't
sell.
it as a lump sum.
Can't sell, they can't sell it because
Right.
everybody wants to rent short term and it's not allowed in that zone, and it still would not be allowed in the zone.
Yeah.
So it's still not short term rental, but it is
Or it's not
potential
what they
for,
call it.
Well, it's just,
Home
they
ownership.
don't have it as a 6-month rental now,
it's gotta be 6 months or
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
but I thought most of the people are pretty much living there. As
They're living there year round,
Yeah.
yeah. But everybody that goes to buy any of these properties, the first question they ask is, can they short term?
Yeah.
You know, rent them short
Right.
term. And we went through that together, so we know where that ends up, so.
Yeah.
I think it's a neat idea. We should explore it and have Dan take a crack at it.
Yeah, I don't know as far, I think.
It's only a
more of an
small change.
association, because you're
Yeah.
gonna end up getting, if you don't put in some kind of an association form in that little piece of, then no one's gonna lay claim to the main road, no one's gonna lay claim to the back road, and but you still own ownership of that property.
Yeah, all of that
so-
will be hashed out within the deed restrictions and
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah.
But it's like a small change in our code that, like I think it was a paragraph, you just add. Not condos, but, add the.
Townhouse,
Home-
or kind of,
HOA,
whatever it might be.
Yeah, townhouses is similar, but there's other terminologies.
Yeah.
So it's, if we want, we'll have Dan take a crack at it, we'll take a look at it next month.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice
Sure, yeah.
idea, and we are, home, yeah, smart growth community, so, and it's right up the alley, so. Even if there's a,
Maybe talk to Matt, see what.
yeah, we're gonna send it to Matt as well,
Yeah.
we've talked to him about it,
Yeah.
but, you know, he's like, you can do whatever you want. It's a standard attorney. Kind of.
Yeah.
So, I think it's neat, it could essentially clear up some properties that,
Yeah, and it makes more of an ownership of the property, so they
take care of it a little more.
maintaining their postage stamp as opposed to, and we don't own it.
Their own little piece of the earth, that they
We
can,
don't own it, we're not doing anything with it.
yeah. I like it, I wanna explore it a little further.
Yeah.
So, cool. Proposed local law cat ownership. Looked at it, I wanna send it to our attorney, it is pretty strict.
Heard about
it. I heard about it on the news. They've already stated that we've adopted it and we're running the cats out of town, so we're not, we haven't. We're looking to explore it. Thank you, Morgan, for sending this over. I appreciate it. There is it's a bit strict, but I do want to discuss it at the board level now and see if we want to go a little further with it. Do you want to tweak it? You want to send it to our attorney and have him see what other communities have done and see what could apply to us? Or do we want to just continue the potential partnership with North Shore and just try to take care of the cat problem? And then maybe address a few of these in something, license for a cat is tough pill to swallow for people who are cat owners. Myself, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Neither, but dog licensing, is that
Well, dog
we
licensing is
have-
already in law, in local law.
interesting?
And I was in touch with, Debbie from North Shore today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I reached out to her last week. She called me back today. She definitely wants to sit down with Morgan and us and, I don't know if Vinny was still, interested in any, you know,
I don't know what happened. I didn't read them
Yeah,
into the town.
Yeah,
Um,
but,
I don't know. It was discussed, if you care to weigh in.
Yes, I could discuss it. or
Sure.
Morgan.
No, both of you. Yeah, that's why we're here.
I mean, I'm here because I'm supporting Morgan.
Mm.
And whatever capacity, I don't think either one of us expects you guys right now to go beyond this discussion. It's a big deal. But if you break it down, I think you'll see that it makes a lot of sense. I'd rather have Morgan do it. It's her law, so.
Sure.
If that's okay.
So, my general idea with this law, I, found sort of like ideas for it from like other sort of cat management, programs online, the Wild Bird Conservative Stewardship, organization, or what they're called. They have like a sort of version of this law that I use as a base. Basically, with, aspects of this law, I'm hoping to protect our progress as we're spaying and neutering the cats in the village. So with the feral cat feeding, unless you're, you know, having it so you have to work with the spay neuter program. That's so we don't have people straight up feeding cats and then attracting more cats to the village without helping us to keep them spayed and neutered. And letting us know if there are unfixed cats in the area. I think the abandonment clause is very straightforward, and makes a lot of sense. You know, we don't want, I know some crazy guy with a truckload of cats just dumping down on Canada for some reason. I don't think.
Don't
that's
give
ever
anybody
gonna
any ideas, Morgan.
And I think with the fine, I really think it's a little strict. But my hope with like the fines and licensing is it can offset some of the costs of our management program. So you guys don't have to, you know, help us find the money every year. It could sort of like be a self-sustaining cycle, and once we stabilize the cat population, hopefully we can just float on the licensing fees and keep everything, you know, good. And we're random cats wandering the streets.
Yeah.
What I talked to Debbie about, she was like, we can, develop, a group, and collect funds. She even said state might even have something way of collection funds once they're, an organization is formed, you know, to be, you know, cat partners or something.
Yeah.
Like George.
Give it a name.
Yeah, and then, you know, fundraising and, you know, whatever we could do, but when she says, when we get close to something like that. Definitely the TNR is, she feels is the best way to go. Trap and release and try to adopt any cats that are out there that are adoptable. But it's, she's willing to sit down and talk with us in some kind of a smaller meeting.
Yeah, I would
Or
like that.
something like that, so.
I would like
You know.
that if we could set it up, if you wanna take the lead on that, set it up and then we'll meet.
Sure, yeah.
I know you've been in touch with them, or Joe, you can take
Yeah.
the lead on
Yeah,
that
she
too.
called me after she called me.
Yeah,
So,
Cause I got several emails from people against TNR. Just from, you know, that follow the story and somebody was from Florida or DC, both, I think, that are totally against it. And they had some really good points as to why. That's why when I talked to you about it, I mentioned trap, neuter, and then relocate. It was my R.
The way I see it, we currently don't have the resources to find a home for every single cat that we spay, neuter, and treat. So my goal always is, if the cat is socializable, to adopt it out if possible. If it's not, I've been talking to horse barn owners and barn owners and trying to find spaces for those guys. But, you know, we don't have a 5,000 or 50,000 square foot cat sanctuary to bring all the cats to. I talked to, the head of the, once again, bird conservatorship organization. It's in the thing.
Yeah.
And he was saying that basically the only way to stop, the sort of like cat problem with like killing a lot of wildlife is to secure and contain them. But we just don't have the resources to do that right now. So I see sort of TNR as a sort of solution in reality, but my hope is to find homes for these cats, and I'm gonna work as hard as I can to do that. With,
and she said the biggest thing is catching them early enough. Where they're still haven't been developed, where
They're
not
feral,
local,
right.
not,
Yeah.
they won't be able to adopt the people.
yeah.
And that's the idea of feeding them so they can come around
Mhm.
and, you know, come to people. So,
Well,
but yeah, no, definitely, we're still gonna work on talking with that and go from there, so.
okay, I appreciate that. I nominate you, our cat czar,
Okay.
and Morgan, our cat personnel, Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
problem
So like I
solved.
said, she
Set
did
up a
talk
meeting, let me know
about-
and I'll attend.
Yeah, yep,
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I
guys.
appreciate you guys considering it.
yeah.
Of course. Okay, car show employee pay and benefit discussion. We've had a dickens of a time getting some guys to help us, our own employees, to volunteer during car show. Some of them love it. Some do not, but in the past, it was a little confusing as to what we were offering. And it's not, it was perceived that they would get, and I think, what did they say? Was it, if they've worked their 40-hour work week in order to be eligible?
That's how, what we're looking to put in there, because before it just said village who partake in covering will be paid their full workday. So what was happening was people were taking a vacation day and then coming in and getting overtime for the car show.
So they gleaned the cube.
So what they were looking to do is have it changed, reworded, something like village employees signing up for coverage must have worked their regularly scheduled hours as well as the hours above.
Yeah, ask
And
me
what we
overtime.
could get for the time and a half.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of, and it was sort of abused, I wouldn't say it was misinterpreted and then led to abuse. I don't think it was malicious, it was just, yeah, well, this looks good for
Because
me,
basic-
you know?
yeah.
So,
But then we're looking to have them work 40 hours before they can put that time in, or?
Yeah, you've got to actually work the hours.
well, unless they have,
They can't, I mean, unless the days are.
Like if doctor's
proper
appointment is
doctor's appointment or
understandable, but-
something, Like take a vacation day and then, you know, taking the day off, they get paid to work that day, you know,
Yeah.
the show.
Well, the other thing is we need people to be here during that time.
Right.
Yeah.
We need them
Hours.
work
You
during
wanna
regular.
You can't volunteer the show if you have a scheduled shift.
Right.
Unless it's approved by your supervisor. I don't know.
Seems,
So I don't, so they were taking a day off and then working at night?
Yes,
yeah, and then getting their overtime as well as, you know, they had the time in, you know, but they would just take the day and
so it left us shorthanded.
left us
during the
shorthanded
day.
during the day with things that need to be done, then they'd show up and get their time and a half.
And the floating
Well, the
holiday.
4 hours they were working.
And a floating holiday.
Floating holiday.
So you gotta.
It started out with a floating holiday was the thing, and then, you know, the overtime pay came next. But,
Well, the floating holiday be for the Monday?
and it doesn't matter, you have like, an 8 hour.
Car shows
shift.
up on Monday, oh no, that's the week. that-
You had 2 weeks to use it, I think, was it 2 weeks? What was 24? I think it was a floating holiday that you had 2 weeks to use. Kind of like your birthday. Your birthday doesn't have to be taken on your birthday, you just have, you have 2 weeks before or after you use it.
That's that, well, even in gas house, I was making smash burgers for.
Yeah, you were cooking for, and they're getting paid overtime.
I don't know, that's kind of like the same thing we've been discussing about, you know. Your $40 makes up, you know, working hours and vacation hours and sick hours.
Yeah.
I guess it's being. I mean, I guess there's
Well, like I said, we still have to have coverage during that's the main thing.
It's just a busy week for somebody to take off and then wheel up after, you know, and they take overtime for. It's the same ones that sign up for it
I
every
mean,
day.
if we're allowing them to take vacation, whether they work it or not. You know, I guess it's, you know, how do you do that, you know? So in January, they have Friday takes day off and it was like, you know, vacation day, you know, they're called vendors, I'll say, well. I couldn't do it at car show, I can't do it now.
Hmm,
Like,
Devil's advocate.
was it used? I don't even know.
It explained to me that it was, well,
If you have a scheduled shift, you can't work it and you can't volunteer to use your time from that scheduled shift unless it's approved by your department head.
I guess it could go, you could do that.
That,
and
that
then
gives you some agency over it and.
John and Keith could make their own judgment on case by case.
Yeah. No doubt.
I mean, if it's evident, you guys are gonna know it.
It won't take long.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a scheduled shift, go ahead, volunteer.
Yeah, but this is always after hours. It's not like, because it's always 5 PM to 1 AM.
And it's always usually the
See, my
weekends
thing is-
anyway, right? Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
I think what they were getting at is because we were giving them 8 hours floating. So if you take your 8, you basically aren't using your vacation time.
Right, well,
And then you're just
the
getting paid over.
floating holiday cannot be used until after car show. And why don't we change that? Because that was the biggest sticking point. Is they were taking the floating holiday
No bonus.
before, like say they were taking the floating holiday on Friday because they already agreed to sign up for it. And then doing the 5 PM to 1 AM shift.
I mean,
So
you're
what
on
we-
vacation, you're on vacation. If you decide you want to come in and work those 2 nights, then
Yeah.
that's fine and dandy, but No,
But the floating holiday doesn't happen until after car show.
Yeah.
Until after,
well, they're not
that,
getting.
that makes a
No.
little more sense.
Then you'd end up with, Monday morning and not having a number of people here.
No, clean up.
True,
To start off.
but it's gotta be a scheduled,
Right.
and then our handbook has the, how many people can be out, and
In any department and so on and
Right.
so forth, yeah. Right.
unless they're sick. Which they could play in sick sometimes, but
But no, the floating holiday is something that's just given to them. It's not because they're working.
that was because we couldn't get anybody to sign up.
It's just
Oh,
extra
it
carrot.
was giving them a bonus,
Yeah.
time and a half plus a bonus time.
Wow. Couldn't get anybody to do it. Now, I don't know. We got a lot of young guys, a lot of newer guys too, that,
Well, we got a lot of new guys that just got an additional, income.
yeah,
So should that weigh into there somehow?
well, we would hope they'd be appreciative.
You would think that.
I don't think it's so much that they don't wanna work, but it's the conditions have to work.
Yeah.
They might.
It's no fun.
They got upset because they got called names by people. And they do.
Those kids are
Oh.
mean.
They are mean.
Those kids are mean.
Well, what do we, well, we have a lot of time.
No, it's gotta be, something's gotta be decided so that we can hand it out and get it scheduled.
Yeah, well, let's make sure that the floating holiday is not taken before the shifts, before they work. So it can't be involved in the week running up to car show coverage, just because they signed up for it.
After.
And it can't, yeah, it should be,
Cannot be used during car show or immediately before or after.
immediately
week
before or
surrounding
after
car
car
show,
show,
yeah.
right? So. The floating holiday could be used.
Or maybe not even
October.
over floating holiday, if we don't have to.
Well, if we don't have to offer it, I mean, they have long memories when it comes to that.
It's hard to take it
Are we
away.
Considering, Mary too.
Never been a problem there in America.
They get their own volunteers.
And they don't have to do the nighttime stuff as,
Yeah.
as much in America. Those guys are in bed by 10,
Eight.
8.
Different crowd.
And so you guys can offer whatever you want. I just need to be able to put it on a piece of paper and submit it to them.
So the floating holiday can't be used the week leading up to or after the week of car show.
Right. Floating holiday.
So
will
starting
be-
Labor Day to the,
I was gonna say the floating
Like
holiday
Columbus
should be
Day,
used
whatever.
after September 15th. And before September 30th.
Yeah.
I think that's
Sure.
fair.
Oh, used during the 15th to the 30th.
15th to the 30th of September.
I like that.
That ends up coinciding with a pay week too, so that works pretty well. All right, good. My voice hurts. Do we need a motion on that? Do we?
Yeah,
Take a motion to approve whatever I just said.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by trustee Master Domenico, second
I'd like to second that
motion
motion.
by trustee Filomeno. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. White Mayor votes aye. I'll take water changes, transfers and audits in one motion, please.
Like to make that motion.
Motion by trustee Filomeno, seconded,
I will second that motion.
second by trustee Mentor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
the only thing I would like to just bring up to you
No,
guys
No,
is,
no,
no, just, we are approving payment to, the architects. We have not received the $100,000 from the insurance, so that check will be cut, but it will not be issued until we receive that check, which according to the emails that I got,
Yeah,
were,
get back.
it was done on Friday. They issued the check on Friday and they were gonna expedite the shipment. So we didn't receive it today, but I'm
It'll be
guessing
here.
tomorrow. So like I said, we're not gonna release it, but the check is in the totals, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, we can't release it. That's a
Right, we
misdemeanor.
cannot, we cannot
And you'll
release
be
this
okay.
check
It's a
until.
jailable offense. Department head comments. You guys got anything else?
I'm pretty good right now, I guess. Yeah.
I would just use this opportunity to thank the board for the approvals of the new hires and pay increases. Now in my department, water with their constraints of their budget. But I think it's monumental. I really like it. It's really a big step. I commend this board because,
experience, you don't look forward to making this effort. On a regular basis.
Right.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. That reminds me of a conversation Keith and I had earlier, because our hands are kind of tied with water being a utility. And, you don't want to change the water rate to employee raises, because that's not right to the customers as well as the utility itself. Keith had a good suggestion that doesn't cost anything, is a couple extra days off for the water department folks, not in a row or consecutively or concurrently with each other, but a day off with pay. Sorry, guys, Keith's gonna take the platform of explaining to them why they're not overlooked, and they are certainly
Well,
appreciated.
right, and.
It'll carry a lot of weight if, say Cole gets an extra day he can spend with his kid, and,
Right, so we have
or
to manage that, which is not the end of the world. But also looking through, which we discussed, next year's budget, to get everybody back to the same timeline, the same line.
Yeah.
The income wise.
right, and the standouts, of course, we're gonna
Right,
take
well,
care of.
yeah.
And we have them, they're there, each and every one of them are good employees in the water department, But I
Yeah.
just don't want them to feel stilted, and I believe they probably have caught wind of it by now, it doesn't take long.
Right,
News travels fast in
They know.
a small town. Yeah, they know.
but, we're bound to, with the water department, whatever you get, during the budget, we'll use that, we'll take whatever you guys give us.
Yeah, but I think that would be a good idea that we can discuss further, or maybe Keith and I can do it on an administrative level.
Sure.
Of like, it's just, hey, guys, we know, but we appreciate you, here, take a day with pay.
You just have to figure out how to structure it.
Yeah.
Well, I parallel that to basically, snow days. For the main office, for instance.
Mhm.
It's kind of the same thing. If they weren't here, if they weren't working because of the snow event. They had another day or whatever the case is. So we parallel to that, I guess.
All right, trustee comments, anybody have anything?
Well, I would like to take this time only because I was just made aware of this. Like to thank Tim Shunt for 14 years as of yesterday, I believe, right, anniversary?
Yeah,
14
August
years.
17th.
Go Jets.
You had to spoil it, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Where are we supposed to make some?
Peanut butter pie, but couldn't happen.
Fire department have anything else? You guys got anything?
Mayor. Trustees, Julie, the fire department is silent.
Okay. A funny way of showing it. All right,
That's because you beat me up at the last meeting, that's why.
yeah, you deserved it, that's what you get for showing up to
That's
those
because you guys
things.
beat me up at your meeting last.
Need a motion
Motion
to adjourn?
I'll second that motion.
Beautiful.
Ordered.